Hi, this is Eric Martin with BoardGameGeek. I am Zev Schlesinger from WizKids Games, back again, showing us something else. Today we're looking at Super Skill Pinball 4K, which is not quite as long as Ultra Mega Deluxe 2D Arcade Fighter. I guess you
I
couldn't
do
throw
one a
another.
year, one title a year.
Yeah, you could throw a few more adjectives on there just to like really go for the glam with that pinball. Or
I did say we cut it. I think we cut out 2 or 3 words, so it was a little longer.
Okay, so WizKids very nicely did a preview for 4K where you published a print and play version of one of the 4 tables of the game. So it's a great marketing technique. It seemed like a very smart thing to do for people staying home to avoid getting sick, and you give them something to do. So kudos for that.
Thank you. I mean, look, you have to give credit also to the type of game it is. It lent itself to be able to do that. You can't do that for every game, so
that is true.
It just happened to be where we looked at it and said, this could be done. And then we went out and did it. But not every game. We would love to do that for every game. It can't.
That's right. A print and play Meeple Tower is not going to work.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes. So for those who don't know, this is a roll and write game with a pinball theme designed by Jeff Engelstein, and it comes with 4 different boards.
Yes.
In there. Yes. What are you trying to do here, Zev? Score points, I imagine.
Well, you are trying to simulate, as best as you can, obviously not 100%, the effects of playing pinball. And here you don't need perfect reflexes to do so. You can play by just being able to flick by rolling some dice and then marking off some boxes. But yeah, we're trying to give you the feeling of playing pinball, and we tried to do whatever immersive things we could do by having the features found on pinballs, by having the art, and then the way it's played, the way the ball goes down the zones, and then using the flippers to hit them back up. So it's all to try to get the pinball feel as best as we can in this medium.
Okay. Do you want to choose one of the boards that you think would be ideal for a demo, and then possibly run through a few turns? Maybe first, before you do that, what's the player count? Is it 1 to infinite?
1 to 4 players. 1 to 4 players.
Okay.
So each board is represented. We'll have 4 copies in the game. The boards are double-sided, so the backside of Carnival has Cyber Hack. The backside of Dance Fever has the Dragon Slayer. So 4 people could play the same table at the same time, and again, even solo you can play.
Okay. Is there any restriction if you have 2 copies, 3 copies, you can have more at the same time?
Absolutely.
Does that change things?
Play multiple people with multiple copies. Absolutely. Because you're always rolling 2 dice, and everyone is sharing that roll.
Okay. All right. So if you pick a table and then possibly run us through a few turns.
I'll just do a quick synopsis of each table, what the flavor. So and then we can decide. Good. And we did Carnival and Cyberhack as the print and play. But Carnival is the basic game of this box. Cyberhack has a like a press your luck mini game on its back glass. Yep, there. Thank you. Dragon Slayer adds some RPG elements. You're a wizard, and you can gain spells, and the spells are used to manipulate the dice and other features of the game. And then Dance Fever has a mini playfield on the back glass there. So in terms of just the simplest, we say Carnival is the simplest. I think Cyberhack and Dragon Slayer are the moderate games, and Dance Fever is the expert game. But if you just want to show it off, we could do Carnival. That's fine by me.
Sure. Yep, jump in there.
And what you'll see, so similar, again, there are people who haven't played pinball, of course. But for most, you'll see similar features on the main table. First of all, you have the back glass. The back glass is just art representing what the game is. When you see a pinball machine, there's art on the back glass that has the theme of the game and the name of the game. And then there's also the scoring. Here we did it with a chart to the left there. The table underneath is the actual play field, as it's called, and it has features that you'll find in various pinball machines. You have bumpers. In this case, in the middle there, you have bumpers. Above that, you have, they call like alleys or something. These are sometimes separate lanes where balls can drop, and they give you some points and bonuses. Yep. Then, like in the third zone, you'll see drop targets. Left and right, you'll see yellow and red drop targets. On the little above on the red side, you'll see more drop targets. We call them the feat of strength. So that's more like of a skill type thing, but you have to hit those numbers in order. That's how you do it in the skill there. You have to hit the 1 target first, then the 2, then the 3, then the 4, so on. And they also increase the score. And then the last zone is the flipper zone and the out lane. So you can lose a ball if you can't mark off a box. Otherwise, you use the flippers to knock the ball as high as you want. The main thing to consider is the color of the flippers. You'll see red and yellow. What that means is red flippers can hit red or white targets, and yellow can hit yellow or white targets. And it sends the ball up. You don't have to go all the way up. Remember, it's your table. As long as you can hit a number legally, you may want to hit a drop target to finish its set and then have it come back down. But do know that every time it comes back down to the flippers, you're marking off those ever diminishing boxes that will eventually make you lose the ball. Each game, you play 3 balls. If you want to play 2 balls for a shorter game, you can. Just know that some of the skill stuff, it's made for 3 balls, like the feat of strength. Sometimes it's hard to finish the feat of strength in 2 balls. You might need 3rd ball. But again, if you want to go shorter, you can play 2 balls if you wish, or just 2 rounds, basically. I'm sorry, go on.
Yes.
And then a couple of other features, like when you complete the alleys, you get a bonus. And in this case, the bonus in this table is you gain a skill shot. On top there, the 3 Ferris wheels on top. When you complete those, you could choose a skill shot on the left there. That's basically a number that you can substitute a die for instead of a die. So if a roll is a 4, 6, and you really need a 1 and you have a skill shot of 1, you can choose to use the 1. The drop targets, when you finish a set of drop targets, you get bonuses. So the yellows, you'll see some squares, knock off bonuses, and the reds, the same thing, and they have different bonuses for the most part. And these usually last until you've accomplished a bonus or till the end of the round. Like some will say you can knock off two targets of the feat of strength. Here's multi-ball. Yeah, there's infinity, meaning if you don't like any of the bonuses, you could just get 2 points by completing a drop target set. When you complete a set of the drop targets, they reset. And the same thing with any set of anything. So same thing with the bumpers. If you hit all 12 boxes of the bumpers, you clear it, making them available again. So that's a way to keep going.
Okay. Yeah, which of course is what you want to do in real life as well. It's not just one and done.
You want to keep the ball in the air, so to speak. Exactly.
Yes.
So in this game, how you do that is, and then you got nudging. Yep, you're pointing to nudging. So obviously you can't physically tilt and nudge the game, but we have a nudging mechanic. What that does is you can take one of the die you choose and change it to a different number for yourself, and that means you're nudging it. So let's say you got a 6-4 is rolled, a 6-3 is rolled, and you want a 5. You would nudge the 6 probably down to a 5. That's a nudge of 1, so you get the number you want. However, there's a potential for tilting. If the next roll rolls under your nudge score, then you've tilted, which means you lose the ball completely. So that's how we simulate the potential of too much nudging. If you've nudged it too far, you tilt. And that's why if you nudge by 3 or 4, there's a good chance you tilt. And that's like in a physical game. If you turn the machine way too much, left or right, you could tilt it completely. So it's a cute little thing. You can do 3 nudges throughout the game. And that with the skill shot helps mitigate some of the dice rolls that come out to get what you need. And then to explain the game just again quickly, I did say you roll the 2 dice. Everyone chooses a die to use. People can use the same die, doesn't matter. And then you mark off a box representing that number. And you can knock it. You have a starting zone, but you can drop the ball as far as you want and hit any target that's legal within the number. When you mark it off, everyone's done. Pick up the dice, roll again, and keep going.
Okay. All right. That seems very straightforward. With multiple people doing the same board, are there competitions or race elements between what you're trying to do?
Yeah, everyone is doing the
completing
same board,
sets,
so you are going for the high score.
Okay.
And because everyone will choose different numbers on the dice and also hit different boxes. So some of it will be, so they'll choose different paths in effect. And of course, die roll, the luck will help them or not. It depends on what you get. So some people will finish a round before anyone else, but then they keep going with their next ball. So a round is a ball. If I keep going, but an opponent just drains or tilts or whatever, they'll immediately start round 2 while I'm still on round 1. And at the end of the game, some people can finish, but others may still have the ball up in the air, so to speak. They'll be playing. But generally, as the flipper boxes are constantly being used, it shouldn't be that much longer after somebody's finished their game to wait for an opponent to finish theirs. And then you compare high score, and whoever has the high score wins.
Okay. Oh, just like real life. Yeah. Some people can keep it going longer.
And it's cool also watching what an opponent does. If you're out, you can also take the dice and roll it and help, keep it going. You can also see how the opponent's doing. Say, wow, how'd you get all those things going? And, oh, you just need this to keep the ball alive further in that. And you get sort of involved in their game.
Okay. Again, mimicking real life. I know. Watching some people sometimes where they can just, they just own the table forever. And
some people get a good run. Absolutely. But again, with this game, at least there is a limit of the boxes to the flipper. Eventually, it's just going to drain just because of the physical constraint of how many boxes there are to fill. And you'll see there are 2 in lanes which lead to the flippers, and then there's also 2 out lanes which immediately drains the ball as well. But at least you'll get some points.
Okay.
If you go in the out lane, you'll get some points based on how many flipper boxes of that color has been marked off. So you get a little bonus if you lose the ball that way.
Okay. And if we play a few turns, maybe a complete round. Sure. I know Nikki has played. They've Lincoln and Nikki have played on game night, so she is familiar with the game. And maybe you take another board. Yeah. And then play against one another. I don't know if we can zoom on the board as well.
4-3.
3 and a 5.
5-3. Yep. So again, everyone takes one ball and they start in the start, which is in the top right. You'll see a start, the word start with an arrow. And then you're going to choose the 5 or the 3, and then you're going to mark off what you want. Now, again, you're not limited to hitting the Ferris wheels, for example. You can, but if you want, you say, you know what, I want to start on the bumpers, or I want to start on a drop target. You probably don't want to start on a flipper yet, but you're not constrained to just doing the Ferris wheel. So you might say, you know what, I'm going to skip the Ferris wheel and go down to a bumper and hit the 5 on the bumper and then put my ball there, for example. So there you go. Yeah, and put my ball there. There's no logical reason to do it except that you can do it. And then that's it. That's the turn. Boom. And you roll 2 dice. So now we have a 1 and a 6. Now, Nikki has to go down. She can't stay in the Ferris wheel zone. She can go down to the bumper zone, the drop target zone, or right down to the flipper. So that is her choice there. For me, since I'm on the bumpers, I have the chance of staying on the bumpers, but I have to follow the purple arrows. So is there a 1 there? There is a 1 there. And you know what? I will stay on the bumpers and score. Now, by the way, the bumpers also give me points. So actually, I have 2 points. So I have 1 for hitting that first bumper, 1 for hitting the second bumper. So I actually get 2 points marked there. The Ferris wheels don't give you points. And by the way, the points are listed. You'll see like a little star icon. And in the middle of the bumpers, you'll see like a black mark showing that you marked off a box equals a star. So that's how you know the bumpers are stars. And each drop target is also a star as well. But the Ferris wheels don't give you stars. But if you complete them, you get the skill shot. So that's the bonus you're looking for. So, yeah, that's around there. And Nikki gets a point. Yep, very good. And we have a 1 and a 2. So for me, I can't continue in the bumpers because I needed a 3 or a 4 to continue the bumpers. So I must drop. And the 1 or the 2 gives me either the yellow target or the red target there. Let's go for the yellow target, which is now it shows a 1 and a 2, which means either one of those will hit. But I fill the full box, not just one of them. I actually fill the whole box there. And that is worth also 1 point for me because it's a drop target.
Okay. Just
And
like Nikki
was able to
filled the
continue on
alley
the bumpers
up top.
by taking the 1.
Right.
And she took a point. Great. Yeah, sometimes in the heat of playing, you forget to give yourself those points, but that's okay. So 2 and a 6 for Nikki will have to drop because she can't follow the purple arrows. By the way, in order to go counterclockwise on the bumpers, you would need the bumper time 2 and activate the arrow bonus, which is on one of the sets of drop targets. If you take that as the bonus, then you'll be able for the rest of that ball to go counterclockwise and score double points per thing there. Now for me, I have to go down. So I'll drop down, I think, to the red target there, red flipper, to get and knock out the 6. So for example, I could have used the 2 and gotten 2 points, but you know what? I may want to save that for later, potentially. So I don't mind marking off a 6 there. And that's it. Yeah, that's another turn. And we have a 5 and a 3. Okay. So again, Nikki has to go down. Me, now I can hit the ball up. I have to hit the ball further up. The Ferris wheels, if you notice, they're yellow dice, and I'm on a red flipper, so I cannot go up the yellow arrow into the Ferris wheels. So my choices are the bumpers, the feat of strength, if there was a 1, or the red drop targets. I can't hit the feat of strength because I need to hit the 1 first, and there is no 1. Theoretically, I could nudge the 3 into a 1, but it's too early to do that. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to go for the bumpers, and I'm going to mark off a 3 and get a point. So I'm going to move my ball up to the 3. Yep, get a point for that, and that's where my ball will be. Perfect. And then Nikki chose to go on the red flipper there. That's another turn. All right, 6-3. I think I can hit that. Yeah, I can hit the bumper. So I'll go down to the bumper and knock off a 6. So I'll get another point and continue there. So again, obviously it's not the simulating quick back and forth of hitting bumpers like on a real table, but trying to get some simulation of staying in a bumper zone because they're hitting each other.
Right.
Okay, 4 and a 3 up. I have to drop. And so does Nikki. She has to, unless she wants a nudge. So theoretically, she could again nudge the 3 to a 2 to stay at the bumpers, but now she risks tilting. If she rolls doubles next turn, she will tilt and lose the ball completely. So it's up to her to decide if to do that or not. And me, I would probably drop down to the next, to the yellow target and knock off the 3-4 yellow target on my way to hopefully completing it.
Okay.
Actually, I think, Nikki, you have a nudge of 1. I'm assuming you're nudging the 3 into a 2, so it's a nudge of 1. So now, if she rolls doubles, she tilts. If not, then you just erase the 1 and she continues playing.
Because you're looking at the difference between the 2 dice. To determine
yes,
whether
the
you
difference
tilt or
between
not.
the dice, if it's less than the nudge, it's a, oh, man. See, so there you go. There's the luck of the die there. And she tilts. She can't, you can't skill shot that. You can't, re-nudge that. So she would lose the ball right there. She would start her second round with the next roll. And I continue with the ball there. So you could see how this is how somebody would continue playing while if someone has moved on to another round. And me, since they're 1s, I have no choice really. I'll probably go to the yellow flipper to knock off the 1 on my side there. Oh, yeah. So just what Nikki did, sorry, let me do that. When you go on to the next ball, you erase any dashed square, which is usually the whole flipper zone. You erase that to prepare that for the next round. But anything else with a solid, you keep. So meaning that drop target stays down that she had, the 1 Ferris wheel that she has stays down, and the bumpers stay as they are. So only the dashed lines get erased in preparation for the next ball.
Okay. And the alley as well, just because, just like in regular games, you want to hit everything over time.
Exactly. So that is waiting for a complete set. And then when you get the complete set, that's how you erase a solid line thing. So she can absolutely do that. Was that a 1 or 2? So I'm on the yellow flipper. You know what? I'll go up actually up until the alleys, and I'll mark off that left 1-2 as well. Yep, that's where I'll go. So I'm sending the ball up the yellow arrow into the alleys there. Very good.
Okay.
A 1 and a 5. Oh, that's good. That's good. I'll probably go on the 1 bumper to score a point. She does the same thing. So I'll do the same thing. Take a 1 bumper. Oh, she took the 5. Sorry. I'll stay with the 1. The reason is because I have more openings with the 3 and the 4. So I'm gonna risk that I will roll that more than, let's see, 1, 5.
That's right. Balance all that out.
Oh, see, okay, well, it didn't work out for me. So I'll go down. Oh, but I believe the 6. I believe I can hit that last yellow target, right? The 5, 6, the 6. Or did I do that before? Yeah. All right. So now I get a bonus. So let's see. What are my options there? Do I have a multi-ball option on the yellow? If I do that, I'll do a multi. It's hard to. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna do. Let's do multi-ball. All right. We'll see that in action. Okay. So multi-ball. Now it's a bonus you could take. In this case, once per game, because it has a double line, so it's not erased until the end of the game. What that means is all my scores will be doubled, and now I play with 2 balls in play. So 1 goes with the drop target, 1 is in the start area. And the way to play this is I have to use both dice. 1 die for one of the balls, the other die for the other ball. You have to completely move and resolve 1 ball before you move and resolve the other ball. So you can set up sometimes, depending on the table and everything, you can set up 1 ball doing something, unlocking a feature, for example, and then the second ball entering that feature and getting the points for it.
Okay.
And Nikki, did you move your thing? Okay. So let's say a 1 and a 2. Cool. So what I'll do is I'm going to move my ball into the in lane, so the 2 on the red flipper to go down there. So it's going to go down the red flipper in lane. The 2, yep, right there. And I get double points for that. So that's 4 points, I believe. So that was the 2 that I used. And then the 1 I will use to get on the bumper to mark off that last 1 there. Or is that a 2? Hard to tell from here.
No,
I can't, right?
You've already marked that off.
Let's go to the red target then. So we'll hit the 1 on the red target. But that's also worth 2 points because it's 1 point for the target. But because it's multi-ball, it's doubled. I get 2 points for the target. Now, of course, you're risking, you'll see, right? With 2 balls in play, you're going to be hitting the flippers more, which means you're going to be reducing those boxes a little faster, but you're mitigating that with double points. So, yep, now Nikki will score a point for the target there. Very good. 2, 3. Ooh.
I'll have this be the last turn, so we've just got a minute or 2 left.
All right. Well, I'll do. I'll hit the target. The red flipper will hit the target. The 3 on the target, leaving me. So that gives me 2 points, and that leaves me the 2, and then the 2 ball, the one that was above it. I'll put that on the yellow flipper, knocking out the 2-3 box actually because I'm using the 2. So that'll be that, and that that's no point. Right. Sorry. And that's it. So that would be my preparation for the next turn. I have a ball on a yellow flipper, which I could send up. But the ball that's on the red drop target, that's going to come down and use up a flipper on the next roll because, it has to go down. It can't stay in that zone.
Right. So how complete was this when Jeff showed it to you? I mean, is it pretty much what he presented to you, or how has it developed since that you initially saw it?
Yeah, when he showed it to me, so he showed me Carnival first. And I believe it's almost the same. There might be some tweaks here and there. But, of course, he didn't show it with art or anything. But I believe the bones of the table were all there. So I fell in love with it. I'm a pinball fan. And I fell in love with the idea of it. And I really felt like I was playing pinball. We were doing and we did a lot of play testing even after that because he had to finish up the other tables. But the Carnival was the one that he showed me. And that was very complete when I saw it.
Okay. And now the others have just added on other elements on top of that.
So let's say the cyber hack on the left has the mini game. So if you complete the run bumpers on the table, the 3 yellow in the top left corner, you'll see the 3 run bumpers. When you do that, then you're in the run. So now you're in the mini game of Cyberhack. And now what happens is when the dice are rolled, you're going to add the dice, and that's how many squares how many boxes you're gonna knock off here. So that's a 6-1 is 7. So you're gonna knock off 7 boxes on the track there. But so you're hacking into the corporate computer, but now they're tracing you, and the tracing is you're subtracting. So you're doing the difference. So that's a 5-box difference. So in the trace, I'm going to be knocking off 5 boxes. So basically what you want to do is you're pushing your luck. You want to try to fill as many rows as you can before the trace reaches 0. If the trace reaches 0, you've been caught. You get no points. You can escape by saying, all right, I've done what you can. And then you get the bonus in the blue star of the most completed row that you've done. Or if you override, which is if you reach the 100 row, then you get 100 points and you're done there. What's interesting is you also have hacks, which are the little lightning bolts underneath there. The hacks allow you to ignore a roll. So, for example, if that 1 in 6 was rolled and I'm like, oh, man, that's going to end my run, you can erase a hack and just cancel that roll for yourself. So that's a good way to do that. And you get hacks by completing a single bumper. For every bumper you get a hack. And a couple of the drop target bonuses also give you hacks that you can get. I think one gives you 3 hacks, and one allows you to erase to get 2 hacks and something else. So that's how you get hacks, and they accumulate towards the game, and you only erase them when you ignore a roll while doing the mini game.
All right, this looks fantastic. It's kind of amazing how much is packed into the base, how it takes what seems familiar now with roll and write and just completely makes it feel new. So it's kind of amazing.
That's what I tried to do. I didn't want to do another roll and write, and I've been pitched many roll and writes. But when I saw it with the pinball theme, and again, I could be biased because I do love pinball, it just worked so well. And I said, yeah, if I'm going to do the roll and write, this is the one I want to do, because to me, it just felt so on theme, and it worked so well with the roll and write mechanic as well. And we tried to do as much as possible pinball, again, adding the tilt, adding the drop targets, adding the thing. But we tried to make it also board game-ish. That's why the mini games, right? That's why the RPG spell stuff, the mini play field. So we wanted to give a little nod to board gamers as well.
Okay, super. Thank you very much, Zev, for a look at Super Skull Pinball 4K out
September 30th. September 30th, $24.99.
All right. Thank you very much.